talk so much about who we want to be that we forget about who we were. And yes, sometimes we need to change who we are in this moment to get where we want to go. So we need to change our identity. But sometimes we need to find our identity, like find who we were long ago, because our relationships, society, our bosses, so many things, are the experiences we have, so many things impact who we become. And the walls we put up, the layers that cover up who we really are, who we started out as. So I want to talk today about that, how to find yourself again, because many of us lose ourselves. So I realize this. I talk about this a lot in my Inspired Creator community, about who we're being, but also about my journey, about what I'm discovering, because I always share what I'm discovering with the members of the Inspired Creator community, who are all trying to step into their best self and get where they want to go. But sometimes I think we have to stop thinking about where we want to go and just remember who we are. We need to love ourselves enough to find ourselves again, because we rejected ourselves. For whatever reasons, we rejected ourselves. We didn't love ourselves enough to allow ourselves to be authentic and be in the world as we are. But it's not just, it is about self-love, because what happens to us, like the relationships we're in, if we don't love ourselves enough to stand up for ourselves, to stand in our power and to still be our authentic selves, then we allow that self to be covered up. I don't know that I'm explaining this super well, but let me tell you my own story. I realized recently, so for the last couple of years, I've been trying to restart my spiritual practices and to get back into being the spiritual person that I was, to be connected with all my beliefs around metaphysics and spirituality, and to even get back to my writing. So, my career, my life's work is writing, and somehow that got put on the back burner and became hard and not who I was anymore. And so I started to look at where did something change for me, because I don't feel like me anymore. The writing should be easy. It's me. That's who I am. I'm a writer. Why is it that the spiritual connection feels so hard to me? That's who I am, is a spiritual being having a human experience. I believe that 100%. And so I started really looking at this. What happened? And what I realized was that I can trace back to, I could think back to bosses who were critical and who were never satisfied. I had a couple bosses who were just never satisfied with anything I did. But I think the biggest shifts, so that obviously impacted how I felt about my writing. But I went on to write books and to get published and all of that. So I don't see that as such a big issue. But when I think about really losing myself, I go all the way back to when I first met the man who would become my husband. And I remember just a week or two after meeting, he asked me to pick his kids up from preschool or from school. And I didn't have any kids. I didn't even know if I wanted to be a mother. Now I have 2 of my own, and I have 2 stepkids. But I can remember in that moment how I changed. I had to be somebody different than who I was, which was not a mother, not a parent. And then when those kids came to live with me, I really had to change. And I did all this because I wanted to be with this man, right? And as time went on and things changed and they got really challenging for us as a step family, I changed even more. And it was all in my attempt to be in this relationship, right? To make this relationship with this man work. And I was changing, and some of it's compromise, but some of it was really leaving behind parts of me. And I've talked about it before when my husband kind of left the spiritual metaphysical path, I also changed. I blamed him for that, but I stepped off the path in order to make the marriage work. So I was changing all the time. And then I had a literary agent who was critical, and would, I know he wanted the best for me, but I would say things, I would suggest ideas for books or whatever, and I would be criticized for them in a very chastising way. And so I began to doubt my ideas and my ability to write and all of it. And I changed. So you see, things happen through life, and we begin to cover up who we are. We put a wrapper on it. We like an onion. We wrap ourselves in the skin, or a tree that has all these. When you cut it open, you can see all the layers. But we're not growing in a good way. It's like we put up a wall, and we just keep making the wall thicker and thicker, and we're changing. We're changing all the time. More than that, it's more than the wall. It's just that we're changing in order to get along, in order to feel okay, to be accepted, to be loved, to succeed, all of these things. And we forget who we are. So how do you go back? I can only tell you what I've been doing. I enrolled in a, I had created the Inspired Creator Community, actually, August of this past year, a personal and spiritual growth program, right? But then I realized I needed one, and I discovered Jim Fortin, and I enrolled in his transformational coaching program and did 3 months of really intense work on myself, spiritual and personal growth. And then I enrolled in his year-long program, and I'm back in his TCP program again, and working on me. And so this is constantly removing the layers, making myself look at who I am, who do I want to be, who was I? So he's very focused on who do you want to be. I'm being that now, and I agree with that 100%, and I've written about that, but at the moment I'm also uncovering the layers of who was I. So I also did hypnosis, and that helped a lot, helped me continue to get more and more realizations around who was I before and who am I now. Journaling, meditating. So I don't have all the answers, but I would say enroll in a personal and spiritual growth program. Somebody's. It could be mine, my Inspired Creator Community, or a different one. But work on you consistently. Commit to working on you consistently. Be quiet and think about your past and where you began to change, where you began to alter who you were in order to get approval or love. And then start taking some actions, like make a list. Actually, here's what I would tell you to do. Make a list of the things that you used to love, that you were passionate about, that you enjoyed. And think back to when you were a child or your early teens or early 20s, and what did you like doing? What did you spend time doing? What were you passionate about? What were your interests? What do you think were your unique gifts? What was inherent to who you were? Like were you a quiet child? Did you read all the time? Did you go out in nature? Were you interested in animals? Whatever those things were, I want you to start doing some of those. Choose one and do it for a week or a month. Then choose the next one and do it for a week or a month. And be kind to yourself. Love yourself enough to allow yourself to have this time to re-explore, rediscover you, to start peeling away the layers of who you've become and go back to who you were. Once you are you authentically, you can choose who to be. But right now, you're somebody that you didn't choose to be. You just reacted to the world, and in an attempt to be okay in the world, to be loved and approved of and to succeed, you became this person. But it wasn't a conscious decision. And so what I want you to do is to go back, to uncover these layers. Look at every year of your life. What happened in that year that caused you to change just a little bit? And go back to who were you? Who were you when you were 7? Who were you when you were 15? Who were you when you were 25? And we want to get back to that. And from that place of authenticity, you can then say, okay, this is who I am. I'm standing in that. I'm authentic. And now I can choose who I want to be. And then you can step into that. Step into being that person as you go forward. not an easy process. I'm in the midst of it. I can't give you all the answers, but I've given you a few tips and tools that you can use. And I'd love for you to leave me a comment down below and let me know what works for you. Okay, I really would, and I'll continue to share as well. And if you want to hear more about my journey, then please do consider joining the Inspired Creator community, because I share the most there with my members, and whatever is working for me, I'm letting them know about that. So anyway, I'm Nina Amir, the Inspiration to Creation Coach. I love to help people get from where they are to where they want to go, which right now what we're talking about is to your authenticity. I love to help them step into their power as creators. I believe we're all such powerful creators, and yeah, so I want to help them. I want to help you step into your powerful creator identity and create what you want, and to have the life you want, to be the person you want to be. And so, if that's of interest to you, check out the Inspired Creator community. The link is above. And if you're interested in high performance coaching, I'm a high performance coach. I do work with people one-on-one, but I provide group high performance coaching in the Inspired Creator community. That community is also for writers. So if you're a writer and this all resonates with you, I'd love to have you join me there. Or you can join the Nonfiction Writers University. I'll put that link up above as well. And yeah, peel away the layers. Find out who you really are. And from that place, create what you really want. That's exactly what I'm working on, really. This is my journey. I'm an every woman. I'm just like you, every woman, every man, just like you. And if I have something that I can teach you that will help you find what works for you, that's what I'm all about. So I'm on this journey with you. And I am peeling away the layers, and I'll let you know how that goes. So leave me a comment, tell me how it's going for you, and until I talk to you again next time, go out there and achieve more inspired results.